doesn't even make sense why I think about you. It was only one night, only that time, and it's not my style to be caught up in the middle like this. 'Cause now I dream about you. I was probably too drunk, it's blurry, but I've got the image of you running circles in my mind right now. And it could fade away, but it probably won't, and I should let it be. But I'm gonna dive into you, and maybe I'll drown, but what can I do? And it would be alright to let me down. Rather we try than let these feelings slide. So I'm gonna dive into you.
It doesn't even make sense why we try to fight it. Every time that we touch, the room caught on fire. We could blame it on the wine, but we know that we will both be lying. I wish I didn't want you. I was doing just fine, the way that it was. Then you hand me these emotions, didn't want them, but I guess that I'm stuck with them. They could go away, but I know they won't, and I should let it be. But I'm gonna dive into you, and maybe I'll drown, but what can I do? And it will be alright to let me down. I'd rather we try than let these feelings slide. So I'm gonna dive into you.
Welcome to Free Live Tarot Readings. I'm Tarot Oracle, and I do the readings. What's going on? Lucy, welcome. Angela, China, Diane, Spiritual Essence. Mina, welcome back. Bartman and CM and Leology, welcome. How's everybody doing? It is, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. We got Monday tomorrow. We're going to be okay. It's going to be another fun week in the neighborhood. Just saying. Sydney, welcome as well. So who has a question? Spiritual Essence, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that you like the tarot guides. Christina, welcome. Let's see. What else we got? Yeah, just sort of hanging out. Angela wants to know, do you want dinner or not? I'm not sure what that means. I like dinner. I like food. I weighed 415 pounds. So food is a good friend of mine. Tammy, welcome. Hey, how are you doing? What is going on? It's another fun Sunday. So, all right, Spiritual Essence. How does my work life look like? Let's see what is going on with all of that. Shinzi, welcome. How are you doing? Yesterday was quite a busy day. That was, I think we set a new record, quite frankly. I think we, if we did not set a new record, we had to set a new record. That was wild and wacky last night, but tonight it may be wild and wacky again. You never know. You just never know. Starting out with China. Welcome, China. Thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate you. Let's get to your question right after we get to the work thing. We got after the work thing. Shamilia, Lily, how are you doing? Good to see both of you as well. It's Sunday night. We're feeling all right. We got a good week coming up. Do a little work. Do a little of the work action next week. I'm just saying. Starts tomorrow. It's going to be busy. That's all you really need. All right. We don't read upside down. Okay. Yeah. Spiritual Essence, how does my work life look like? A little constricted. You can't really get to where you need to go. We see that. We can't get to where you really need to go. I think you have a lot of good supporters. We have a lot of good supporters sort of coming in at your workplace. I think you got a couple of people that are just sort of your cheerleader, you know? They're going to be there to support you. They're going to be there as sort of your support network. You do have friends in there. You do have a lot of people that are going to be on your side, but not everybody, but you had a few people like that. We have the friends, a good 3 of Cups action going there. The moon says you definitely have a path path forward. It's not like that you're lost and alone. It feels like that you have a path forward, some place that you can chase, some things that you can do to get where you need to be as far as the work life goes. Two of Pentacles is choices as well. It feels like that work life does have a lot of major decisions that need to be asked, or major decisions that need to be moved forward. And those are things that you have to decide, right? I'm going to stay here. I'm going to work at this place. I'm going to work at this other place. Mina, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. I'm going to work here. I'm going to work there. What kind of major decisions are going to be pending and whatnot? And you sort of see a lot of people are depending on some of your decisions as far as where you're going, what you're doing and whatnot. You are being held back a little bit. I don't think they're using you properly. I don't think they're sort of utilizing your abilities and things like that a whole lot. Really sort of being held back in a lot of different respects. You could really have a better place to work, a better things to do where they would utilize your talents and you could really shine a lot more than just being a cog in the wheel type of thing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. All right. Well, I guess we're going without alerts again today, which makes me wonder if this is a software issue. Like, what is going on with that? I am not sure at all. I'm not sure what's happening with this, but I mean, we're going to have to roll with it. We got to wing it. We got to wing it. At the end of the day, you have to do the best that you can with whatever you're given. All right, Mina will all receive. Okay, Mina, I got you in the queue and looking pretty good with all of that. Wolf, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? Good to see you. All right, and we got Tammy, we got Wolf. We got everybody tonight. China, let's see about that. China wants to know, are they going to contact me during a retrograde? Retrograde is kind of a weird spot, isn't it? I mean, you're kind of wondering what's going to go wrong, but sometimes things may go right. A retrograde, maybe we have a little bit of a realization that we did communicate weirdly, or things did not communicate as we sort of needed it to be. So maybe we need some alteration or some things happening with that. But Kolzaya, welcome. How are you doing tonight? Good to see you. No Sunflower. I don't see Sunflower yet. She may be doing something. All right. Let's see. China. Are they going to contact me during retrograde? Hopefully retrograde sort of picks up. It picks up a little bit. It picks things up and things may go well. Hopefully we'll get that done, right? All right. So let's see about that. And by the way, if you're wondering when the Waterfall Tarot is coming back in stock, I say that because I get like 2 messages a day now, and I reply to all of them. It is coming back in stock in June. Kristen, thank you for your donation. Let me know what your question is. I appreciate you. Wow, with no YouTube alerts, I'm kind of wondering why I'm using the YouTube system at all anymore. All right, especially since they take out 30%. Okay, at least give me some alerts for the 30%. I mean, come on. Okay, are they going to contact me during retrograde? Is that going to be a thing? 4 of Cups, Knight of Cups, the World, and the Queen of Pentacles. This is looking pretty good. It is looking fairly decent for this. Tosh, welcome. How are you doing tonight? Real Simple Earth, welcome as well. One of the prettiest cards in this deck is this 4 of Cups. It's really, really good. I love the color scheme in there. But are they going to contact me or not? 4 of Cups is kind of not. I mean, the retrograde. China, thank you for your payment for that. Or Chene, thank you for your payment. I appreciate you. Let me know what your question is. I appreciate you. Let's see. Let me copy Kristen's question. I have to do this by hand today again. YouTube is having all sorts of issues, apparently. Chene, if you want to let me know what your question is. So, I don't think so. Basically, it's a yes or no question. We got one side or the other. I'm really leaning on the no. Basically, doing the retrograde. The 4 of Cups is like having something we don't want, having an offer of things that we don't want and whatnot. It just feels like that's not something that's going to sort of come to pass, right? And you also have the second thing, which is the Knight of Cups. It is Mr. Romance. It is Mr. Romance. So do they sort of want to get a little communication on? Do they want that opportunity? Is something that they wouldn't mind? I mean, you're sort of seeing that here with the Knight of Cups. Mr. Romance being here is pretty potent. The world says they do want the best sort of outcome of everything. They do want things to go there. They do want things to sort of move forward and whatnot. And, it just feels like the world is a lot of good opportunities, but it just doesn't seem like retrograde is going to be it. Could it be delayed? Absolutely. Could it be something that they still thinking about or sort of considering? Absolutely as well. But that's sort of how it goes. Queen of Pentacles says overall, just sort of be comfortable, relax, wait for it, and just sort of see how that sort of moves along. It's going to be sort of one of those things where you're just going to have to relax and let it move along. Retrograde period, maybe not the best solution for this, especially indicated by the Four of Cups. All right. YouTube's getting crazy. I don't know what's going on. I'm not getting alerts. There's nothing wrong with the software. It's just that YouTube is not sending the alert properly or something. The software is not picking it up. So I don't know. Maybe I really don't want to uninstall, reinstall it. There's no updates. I had to check for updates. Not really sure what the hell's going on, but we'll roll with it. We will roll with it. And speaking of roll with it, Mina wants to know. Post the question into chat there. We'll just do it manually tonight. Amina wants to know, will R receive insurance settlement at last? At last? By the way, Chine, let me know what your question is if you are in chat. Chinny, there you go. All right, Shinzi, there you go. All right, we got you, Chinzi, in the queue. Thank you so much for your Square donation. That is awesome. I appreciate you. All right. Let's see. All right, we got that. We got KD wants a general with Poe. You want to be general with Poe. Poe could have been a general. I think Poe could have been a general. I'm just saying. If there's a general possibility, Poe could have been a general indeed. And wow. Okay, the software appears to be broken. All right, it's official. The software is broken because it doesn't have the donation queue in there. Because it didn't get the signal and whatnot, but I don't know. Anyway, we're going to use whatever this is. All the decks were reordered, so we're going to have to figure it out. All right, we got the Dreams Keeper Tarot for this particular one. Will R receive insurance settlement at last? Is that going to be a thing? Is that going to be possible? What is going to happen on that? Olivia, thank you for hanging out with us. I'm glad you asked the question because there is no list. Donations take priority. And then I pick it random. So that's how we roll today. Donations take priority, and then I pick it random. We're just going to have to roll through it and figure out what is going on. All right. Speaking of what is going on, are we going to get this cash? We're going to get that money because everybody loves a little money. Ooh, money's nice. Money's real nice. What are they going to get with that? Is that going to be a thing? 8 of Swords, 8 of Cups, Justice and the Hierophant. You just seem to have a wait time still. A little bit of a wait time still. It seems like that there's a delay. It seems like things aren't just going to be there, right? 8 of Swords is the restrictions. It's like we can't get the money now, or being restricted, or being held back a little bit. It feels like the 8 of Swords is a little bit sort of a holding back. And if we're asking for money, if we're waiting for a fat cash out, that's going to be something that we need. The 8 of Swords says, maybe that's not going to be a thing. Maybe that's going to be a little bit difficult with that. 8 of Cups as far as the disappointment too. A lot of the 8 sort of leaving in disappointment, not getting what we need, not exactly getting what we need, maybe on time as well. 8 of Cups are sort of abandoning it, leaving in disappointment. Then you have Justice. As things are being balanced out, it feels like that things need to be balanced. There's some things happening in the background that need to be done. But yeah, as far as settlement, it looks like it's going to be a little bit more delayed. The Hierophant does say that the settlement is there. They are thinking about it, they are processing it and whatnot. But it says that the Hierophant says that it is a very formal thing. It's going to take a long time. They're going to delay it as long as they can, because if they don't have to pay it, they're not going to pay it. Bottom line. Why pay it when you don't have to? So that is going to be one of the things. Hierophant says that they're going to hold it in. They're going to keep it there. It's just going to be a thing. I'm sorry. It's just going to be a thing. They're going to hold it in as long as they can, as long as they don't have to pay it. So, there it goes. OCD indeed. That is all about me. I breathe, sleep, and and everything else OCD. Well, not everything. Most things, a little bit of OCD. You know what I mean? Kristen has a job going on here tomorrow. But before that, we need to get Chinsey. Chinsey wants to know, can you let me know something about my relationship, please? Well, hopefully it's nice. Hopefully it's really nice. Hopefully. We'll see. Let's get something that's really nice to do the relationship. I say Modern Love Tarot. You say Modern Love Tarot. Everybody loves the Modern Love Tarot. I mean, I'm just saying. I am just saying. That is going to be. That is going to be. Olivia, it is donations first, and then we read at random. I do see your question. All right. I'm not promising a read, but we're just going to go through what we got. Going to go through with what we got. We got 5 on the waiting list and see where it goes from there. All right. I mean, let's see what's going on here with a little bit of the modern love. Everybody loves some modern love. And as sort of interesting, we have this at the end right here, looking for some good news, bad news, and different news about the relationship. 5 of Pentacles, a little slow going. It feels like it's not steady. It feels like there's some shaky ground. Maybe the foundation wasn't laid properly. Maybe the foundation is a little bit on the shaky side. 3 of Pentacles, we're sort of working through it though. It does have some possibilities, I think, in sort of a long period of time, but it does feel like that it needs work. This person needs to have just extract the information from them. They're not talking to you. They're not listening to you. It feels like that they're just almost on another plane of existence or something. The 10 of Swords is ultimately that's going to come back to bite you in the long run. I think that you need communication. I think Chinsey needs a little bit of the communication, needs a little bit of that. And sometimes when the communication just isn't at that point, or sometimes when the communication just sort of dwindles over a period of time and whatnot, it feels like that's just not going to be a thing. Page of Cups as well says maybe the emotional connection is pretty strong at first. I think the emotional connection is sort of really there. But again, without the communication, without that need to sort of move things forward and whatnot, even when it's sort of stalled out, that's going to be sort of a problem in the long run. Basically, it needs structure. It needs a foundation. It needs everybody to feel like that they understand each other. I think if we can get to that point, that is going to be very, very prosperous for this relationship. And again, sort of this little shyness sometimes about, talking and whatnot, a little shyness about sort of being there and being sort of at the same level and sort of expressing things. You have to have that. And if you don't have that, you need to build that up. If that's going to be something that needs to be built up, that's going to be fine. But the 10 of Swords says if that is not there, I think everybody's sort of unhappy. It feels like things are just not going the way that we want them to go. And it may be, just sort of bad news in the long run. So, definitely get it to where the communication is going to be at the level that you need it, where the understanding is there, where the connection is going to be a little bit stronger. Build a little bit of that foundation more heavily. And if we work on that, then at the end of the night, that is going to be something better, something where we can rely upon this can be improved and whatnot. So that is going to be there. That is going to be there. Lucy is fascinated with the way I read. Lucy, I'm glad you are fascinated, because if you really like the way I read and you want to learn it, good news, I'm writing a book. Another book, my 3rd book. It is on Kickstarter. Link in chat if you would like to check out my new book. It's going to be big, colorful, and beautiful. There's not really another book like it. I sort of been looking around and trying to find something that's like it, and it just feels like, meh, I can't really find anything that's like what I'm writing. Anyway, Modern Love Tarot is what you just saw. Everybody loves it. Highly recommended, by the way. The cardstock, the feel of it, the way it reads is unparalleled. It is absolutely beautiful. Anyway, I mean, yeah, I'm biased because I like it, but I'm just saying those oil pastels did the body good. You know what I mean? Kristen, speaking of do the body good, Kristen, will everything work well tomorrow? Kristen, something's happening. I can tell you that now. Kristen, where are you at? Are you still here? Something's happening. I haven't even picked up the cards. Something's happening. I already know it. We need some truth here. Kristen, can you handle the truth, Kristen? If you can handle the truth, this is the ultimate deck of cards for you to be read with. I think you know something's going on. Something's happening. Let's find out what it is. Let's find out what it is. Olivia, you're not taking anybody's time. Hang out and chat. Make some friends. Hang out. Enjoy yourself. This is a place to sort of hang out, read some tarot, find some new friends. This is the place. This is the place. We run a friendly place. Everybody's hanging out and just enjoying themselves. And, at the end of the day, that's all we really want to do. It's just a friendly place to read tarot and talk tarot and all that stuff. So what is happening at work tomorrow? All right, Kristen, number one, absolutely number one. We got a problem. There's a lot of secrets being held from you. I don't think people are being honest with you. Entertainment purposes only, by the way. Entertainment purposes only. I think that people are holding things back. People are keeping secrets. People have some things happening over there you're not privy to. You're not privy to exactly what the hell's going on. But I think you see like looks, or I think you see whispers, or it feels like something's up. You're just sort of unsure exactly what is sort of going on, especially maybe tomorrow. I don't think anything drastic has happened tomorrow. I think there's some movement. I think there's some movement in structure. In other words, sort of where you're going, right? It just feels like where you're going is just going to be different from where everybody else ends up, if that makes sense. It just feels like that is going to be a thing. Again, they're keeping secrets. Not everybody's going to be there. Not everybody's going to be on your side. Not everybody's going to be on any side. I think a lot of things are in disarray. They're trying to figure out what to do. Quite frankly, I think that they're lacking cash to support the structure, the infrastructure sort of there, right? We have a little bit of playfulness. In other words, you have some people that know that they're going to be there. Some people know that they're going to be there. Some people are sort of used to that. And you'll see that in their demeanor, in their attitude as they sort of wander around there. And again, we have people that are powerful, that are calling the shots and whatnot. But basically, I'm just seeing that a little bit lackluster on either the funding or things. I think things are being moved around. People are being moved around. There's a lot of structure. There's a lot of movement happening. They're not talking about it. I don't think anybody wants everybody to know, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. All right. Again, entertainment purposes only. As far as this reading is concerned, I don't see anything tomorrow. But I see a layup coming. I see a layup coming. The ball's being dribbled down the court. They're about to lay something up, and somebody is going to just put one straight through the hoop. And I think that's not going to be tomorrow, though. I think it's going to be starting. It already started, but I think there's going to be some structure reevaluation coming. Again, I don't really see it tomorrow. I just don't see it tomorrow. But that's just my 2 cents with the Thoth deck. That is just my 2 cents, and obviously entertainment purposes only. But good luck, yeah, Kristen. Good luck. I hope you have good luck. I don't really see anything that would say that you're particularly targeted for that. There's a lot of cards that would tell me you're targeted. The Thoth is not shy about giving crap news. You know what I mean? Sunflower can attest to the Thoth giving crap news. By the way, welcome, Boo Boo. Good to see you. But I mean, I'm just saying, this will let you know the harsh truth. If there's a harsh truth, if there's a bad side to it, it's not shy about breaking out the sword and just doing the slicing. You know what I mean? All right. We just had somebody subscribe to my Patreon. Here's Catherine, thank you so much, Jesus, for a year subscription to my Patreon. Wow. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. If you're in chat, thank you again. You are amazing. You are awesome. By the way, in case you're not on the Patreon, you're like, what is a Patreon? That's where I have all of my good stuff. That's where you get all the behind the scenes stuff. That's where you get the free art lessons. If you like the way I paint, I teach you how to do it. 20 hours of art instruction. I don't know why I have 20 hours of art instruction, but I do. I have all sorts of stuff. All my books are free. By the way, if you want the book free, well, not free. If you want the book included, it's going to be on the Patreon. Well, when it's released in May, but anyway. You want the other 2 books, they're on Patreon. You want some decks of cards that are digital. We have that on Patreon. We got my Lenormand deck that I made. We have other stuff. We got we got one of everything over there. All right, we want the revival art for this one. I pulled the wrong deck again, but I caught myself. Before I did the bad thing. We're gonna do revival art tarot. Speaking of art, I'm just saying. Speaking of art, this is a beautiful deck. They do have version 2 out. Version 2 is out. And it is mighty juicy. KD, thank you for hosting Olivia. Is it Olivia or Olivia? I'm not really sure how to pronounce that without butchering it. I'm good at butchering names. If there's one skill that nobody can beat me at, it is butchering people's names. I am better at that than anyone else. PT, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that as well. All right, PT, advice for manifesting for me. PT, we got you in the queue. By the way, there's no YouTube alerts because YouTube seems to suck today and yesterday too. I'm not sure what happened, but it seems to be broken, so I'm having to do everything manually. I'm doing everything manually. I'm just saying. Olivia, let me scroll up and find out what your question was. You did ask it before, and if it has not scrolled off, that would be great if I could find it. Oh, it did scroll off, didn't it? Did it? Did it scroll off? Not really sure. Okay, you've been in a long-distance relationship, left me empty. The long distance, I'm left broken. Okay, Olivia, I got your question in the queue. You are hooked up. You are hooked up with a question in the queue. All right, long distance relationship, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, let's do a reading here. Which product? We have a throwdown. The tarot throwdown is back tonight with really big cards.
Time for a tarot throwdown.
On the left is option A. On the right is going to be option B. So let's see if I can zoom in on the question. This is really. Okay, we got CG here. We got HH here. All right, C or H, G or H, which one is going to be better? The High Priestess and the Six. Ooh, nice. The High Priestess and a little bit of that Six of Wands, that success feel. It feels like work that's done. Research was done. There's a lot of good information coming up. We did a lot of learning. We did a lot of things that we want to do, and they ended up working well for us at the end of the day. So that's to say pretty powerful as far as C goes. The C is looking pretty well. It's up against a little bit of the Four of Wands and the King of Cups. Either solution is not bad. Both solution is pretty decent. What do you really want to do though? Let me go through your options. Let's lay it down the line. Let's throw it down here. You're going to have a lot of success with CG. It's going to take a little bit more communication, a little bit more front-loaded work. At the end of the day, you're going to have a lot of good stuff come out of this. It's going to feel like you're happy. It's going to feel like you're satiated. It's going to feel like things worked well, right? The other one, the HH, is going to be less of an emotional boost. It's going to be like, it was nice. I mean, it was nice. It's okay. That King of Cups is less of an emotional boost, more of just sort of this comfort. HH is more of a comfort zone type thing. You have the Four of Wands, the home thing. Feels like I'm familiar with it. It feels like I'm comfortable. It feels like I am in a comfort zone. And the King of Cups, it's not really too emotional. It's just like this nice, soothing. It's like a bowl of ice cream after you've been depressed. It just gives you a little bit of that comfort food zone. So there's your two options. Neither one looks terrible, but neither one looks amazing. Just looks amazing. Super Predator, how are you doing? Good to see you, Super Predator. We do, by the way, Super Predator wants to know what's up. There is no list. Donation take priority, and then I pick at random. So post your question if you want it guaranteed. If you want it guaranteed, then you can throw in a little donation for it, and we will get you on the queue. We're currently 3 deep in the queue, and we're going to find out how that goes. All right, KD wants a general with some Poe. Edgar Allan Poe. I have no idea where Edgar Allan Poe is. Okay, I found Edgar Allan Poe. I've located the Poe, and I know where the Poe button is because that's still in the same place. We'll see about that. Let's see about a little Edgar Allan Poe action. All right, get a little general. KD, it's about time for you to get a general. It is. KD, we need to catch up. KD, you and me. We need to catch up. We need to catch up and find out what Poe says. What does the survey says? Well, the Poe has a little bit of blue action today. It's more that midnight. Ooh, it's more that midnight feel. You know what I mean? A little bit of that midnight feel, a little bit of that nightly, a little bit of that haze, a little fog and whatnot. Feels kind of eerie. I think things are sort of being in that zone where you feel like something's coming. We feel like something's sort of heading in. Wolf, I am OCD galore. All right. But the Fool says that you're entering into that. Look at this pattern here. This is going to be a good one for the Patreon. This is going to be a good one for behind the readings. Look at this. Look at the color scheme here, everybody. The Fool says we're launching into something. Yes, we're launching into something. We got a little bit of that action. We got a little bit of that Fool. We don't know what we're getting into, but we're definitely getting into something. But look at how hazy and murky it is. Like we jump into it and it just feels like, ugh. I'm in the middle of something. I don't really know where I am anymore. I'm lost. I'm not really sure where. I just got turned around. I don't have a GPS. It feels like I'm just lost within this. You get that feel just from the colors, how beautiful this is. We go from this action-oriented, this red feel. Everything is sort of, let's launch it. Let's do it. I have a lot of good confidence in it. And then, whoa, I'm kind of lost in the mix. The Empress is in the mix, though. It feels like that you have a little bit of that confidence as we sort of moving through. You are turned around. The GPS died. You don't know where the tarot decks are. The GPS is gone. You have to wing it. You don't really know what you're doing. The Empress says, I'm going to be okay, though. KD, I'm going to be okay, right? You feel that. I'm going to be okay. It is murky. It is lost. It is hazy. The Two of Swords, though, says, in this murkiness, in this haziness, we are definitely lost. We're blindfolded. We have a big butterfly about to hit us in the head. Something's happening over here. We just don't feel it. We just don't feel it sometimes. I think that's going to be one of the driving factors here. Kolzai, thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate you. It's just one of the driving factors. We just don't feel it. You know, that's part of being lost in the weeds is not feeling it, being lost in the weeds. I think you're going to be okay with it. It's not like it's just something miracle happens or whatnot. But, you know, at the end of it, right, the Queen of Cups, it does sort of develop us emotionally. It gets us into a good emotional state. And at the end of the day, KD, I hope you're good at winging it. Because that's where you're going to be. That's where you're going to be. That full action, though. You got to wing it sometimes. You can't always have the GPS up and going. Sometimes the phone battery just runs out, you know. Sometimes it says, they tell you the battery goes for 8 hours and 6 hours later it's dead. It's just really annoying sometimes. I'm just going to say now. All right. Anyway, let's do advice for manifesting all of the good stuff. PT needs to manifest the good stuff. We're going to use the Divine Tarot for this. We did bring this out a minute ago. We brought it out a minute ago. It's time to use it. Got some of that divine action. This is literally divine. This is my top tarot of 2020. If you did not see all that, you haven't been watching my videos, you got to watch the videos. Dr. Mystical, welcome. How are you doing, Doc? How are you doing, Dr. Mystical? We got to get another collab with Dr. Mystical. Got to get a collab with Zach. We need a collab with the doctor. The doctor is in. All right. We need to manifest. Not sure how to do it. How is it going to be? One of those factors. Number one, I think you're trying to manifest something that you can't get, basically. Soul, welcome. How you doing tonight? Good to see you. 8 of Cups says you got to let it go. You got to let it go, like the Frozen song. You got to let it, 8 of Cups says you have to let the unrealistic ones go. A lot of times we're in manifesting. We're excited about it. We're enthusiastic about it. I'm hyped about the manifesting. I'm jumping up and down because I can manifest. But then you grab onto that one thing that's just not really possible. It's just not really. Maybe we have something unrealistic. Maybe we have a stretch goal that we can get, but let's sort of break it down into applicable goals or reachable goals where I can move forward into those goals, right? The King of Swords said it is all about finding where that is, being honest with yourself, seeing where we're at. And if you can't get to that long reach goal, let's do a little couple of short jumps. You know what I mean? Couple of short jumps over the pond, get in there and get into more realistic goals. Yeah, get a little couple of short jumps and do that. Again, 8 of Cups, you got to sort of let some of that go. 2 of Wands and the 5 of Coins. Overall, it feels like manifestation is a little challenged for money right now. It feels like that money just isn't flowing. It isn't coming in like you need it to, like you want it to. And that's going to be something that, again, is fixable. What is reasonable? What is going to be something that we can get? Joe's Mystics, thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate you. So, like, what can we get? What little short thing goal can we get and move on to the next one? That's basically what the reading is all about at this point. But yeah, PT, good luck with all of that. I think a little of the short range stuff, a couple little hops in there. I think it'll be a lot better than trying to do that long distance. Trying to do the long distance. Boo Boo, thank you for hosting Dr. Mystical. Thank you so much. Dr. Mystical, let me know what your question is. Chris, okay, we got 2 hosts for Dr. Mystical. Dr. Mystical, let me know what your life dreams are. Apparently, we are going to manifest those tonight. We're going to manifest those tonight. All right. Whatever your hopes and dreams are, they're going to be realized. Olivia, finally, Olivia wants to know, long distance relationship and it left you empty. That's not good at all. Okay, this is a long question. Long distance and it left me empty. Basically, X is too much for him. So Olivia, what do you want to know? Like, you just trying to, like, what's next? Like, what's next? Is that kind of the thing? Olivia, if you're still in chat? Like, what's next? The long distance, I'm left broken. I don't mean broken, but I mean I don't feel like this. I lost the will to live, or so. I'm looking for some hope. Okay, you're looking for some hope. You had a long distance relationship. See how that's going. We got a little fiery aspect going for Dr. Mystical. I can back that up. I can back that up with actual flames. I can produce flames at my fingertips. At my fingertip. Oh, so basically, you just want to know, you want some hope. Okay. Well, if you want some hope, let's avoid the Thoth first off. Let's avoid the Thoth if you want some hope. Let's get something a little better. Do a little of the Super Lunaris. Look at that. Oh, no. Let's do... Olivia hasn't been here. Olivia needs to be broken in with the Mons Tarot. The Mons Tarot. That is going to be where the action is at. We got the, look at that. Olivia's like, how'd you do the fire trick? How'd you do the fire trick? How'd you do the money trick? What is going on with that money trick? It can't possibly be 2 stacks of bills, 1 ones and 1 20s. That can't be it because that magnet holds them in place. It's magic. It's magic. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. What was Dr. Mystical's question when I got so much hosting? I mean, I'm just saying, Dr. is like a guest star. It's like a guest star. It's like when you bring in David Hasselhoff, you know? David Hasselhoff into the stream. It's the same thing, basically, but with a better mustache. Okay. The Mons Tarot is fun indeed. So if we would get back together, are we going to have hope? The Tower, the 3 of Wands, the 10 of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. I mean, I think that you're going to get back together with somebody else. I think that you're going to get somebody else, basically, is what it's saying here. You're looking at the Tower. You've had the Tower moment. You know this. You know you've had that Tower moment. You know that things have been sort of up in the air. Things have been broken down. Things are sort of crumbling as it goes. The Tower says, yeah, maybe that's not the best thing. Maybe we need a reset. Maybe we need a reboot. Maybe we need to move into something. The 3 of Wands says you're ready for something different, though. Do you really want to be attached to this if it brings you misery? If it brings you the Tower, the person said they're not interested. The person wants to break up. Is that going to be a thing? Is that going to be a thing? 3 of Wands says you have other options coming in. We have other things coming in. There's a lot of good news coming in with you, especially with the 10 of Pentacles being this happy relationship, happy ending. Everything is just going to be all right, basically. I mean, if you're looking for hope, this is a great reading. It means that you're looking out, looking for hope. You're doing that searching that is part of the 3 of Wands. Ten of Pentacles says you do have a happy ending coming. No pun intended. You do have a happy ending coming. You have somebody else on the way. You do have other relationship opportunities, especially with the High Priestess, right? It feels like using your intuition, letting it guide you, letting it move you into the spaces that you need, into these other relationships, into the situations like that. This long distance relationship may have not worked out for a good reason. So, yeah, basically you have other options. You have better options coming in. Let the tower sort of envelop you, roll over you, get through it, move on, and that's going to be one of the big things there. It's going to be one of the big things, you know what I mean? CM wants to know, do you need a magical pair of scissors to trim Dr. Mystical's mustache? I'm just saying the scissors need to be made out of adamantium. Adamantium. If it's not adamantium scissors, then it's not going to work for Dr. Mystical's mustache. Just bottom line, it's not going to be able to cut anything. Sunflower, thank you for your donation for Spiritual Essence. Spiritual Essence, let me know what your question is. Still waiting for Dr. Mystical's question as well. The Thoth is on his wish list. Oh my God. It's about time. I'm just saying he's about to receive this stack of Thoth. Dr. Mystical is going to have more Thoth decks than I do, which is going to be some new record probably. I'm just saying. I am just saying. He's going to have more Thoth than I do, which is kind of frightening in a lot of ways. Anyway, Spiritual Essence, let me know what your question is. In the meantime, while we wait for the mystical and spiritual questions, we're going to go with Kozaya. Wants to know any love, hope with R. Should I give up on R? Or not? Kozaya. You're so wonderful. You need just like this beautiful love in your life. I'm just saying, Kozaya, you need a beautiful love in your life. Let's bring it in. Let's bring it right on in with the Heaven and Earth Tarot. Just saying, that is going to be it. Andrew, welcome to the stream. How are you doing tonight? Good to see you. What is going on? What is going on, Andrew? If you have not been here before, by the way, I'm Tarot Oracle, and I have 1,300 videos. So that's a lot of videos. If you want to learn tarot, if you want to hang out and watch some unboxings, if you want to see a lot of good decks, if you want to see a lot of different fun things, a ton of streams, come on in. Welcome to the channel. Obviously, if you're going to be here, hit that like and sub button. It lets YouTube know that I don't suck. That's all I really want. I have low standards. If I don't suck, then I'm going to be good. If I don't suck, I'm going to be okay. What type of sandcastle should I build? Dr. Mystical's question is now officially written in stone. It's written in stone. All right. Let's see. Dr. Mystical wants to know. I'm assuming it's going to be the mustache type of sandcastle. I'm just saying. If I was a sandcastle for Dr. Mystical, it would have to be a mustache. All right. Is there any love, hope? Can we get Kozaya, that beautiful R, that beautiful good stuff coming in? Queen of Pentacles says, oh, we got a little bit of hope with that. Look at that. That's nice. And then you got material success. You got the giving. You have a lot of giving, a lot of acceptable sort of stuff coming in. Judgment in there, and then the Knight of Cups. Basically, I think that's going to be okay. I think it's going to work out nicely. It doesn't look bad at all. The Knight of Cups is Mr. Romance. Mr. Romance. Leona, thank you for watching 8 years. Leona, you were around for the video game breaks. Because I did take a few video game breaks. You know what I mean? The Knight of Cups, Kozaya. It says Mr. Romance. This is pretty good. It's pretty good relation. I think that you have some hope. You have some dreams. You have some reality sort of getting into that. But you do have some giving that needs to happen. No pun intended. It feels like that this person needs to be more giving, more sort of loving, more acceptable, and more sort of forward in what they want, what they need, and get into that position where they're going to be a lot of good stuff with that thing. But it is a lot of stability with here, the Queen of Pentacles. You are looking at some decent stability if we sort of keep going with it. We do need to get them to communicate better. We do need to get them to be more giving, less selfish, less holding back. That's going to be one of the big factors. Justice says that balancing act of this person and that person and whatnot, they need to eliminate some of their problems that they're holding back in their life as well. That's going to be their own thing. But yeah, the bottom of the line, it's going to be all right. All right. At the end of the day, again, Mr. Romance is going to be so very powerful. Going to be so very powerful. And that is going to be where it is at. All right. Well, all of us in general. Okay. Spiritual Essence, I got your question. And it is in the queue. Thank you so much. All right. So you just want a general from the universe. All right. We'll make it dedicated to you, Spiritual. There you go. Tell me about my love handle, dark-haired salesman, please. Inquiring mind wants to know. All right, you gotta get over the love handle thing. You gotta get over the love handle thing. I mean, I'm just saying. Boo Boo wants to know more. Wants to know a lot more, apparently. But yeah, there's some love hope. In the meanwhile, try to retaliate against me for my song, Joe's Mystics. Apparently, you sang to this person. Is that what's going on? You sang to this person? Before we do that, though, we need to get Dr. Mystical's question knocked out here. What kind of sandcastle should we bring? What side of Kansas get? What type of sandcastle should we build at the beach? Must be nice going to the beach, living in Florida with that nice sun and that beautiful beachside thing. If we're going to have a Dr. Mystical reading, I think that we need the Sexual Magic Tarot. The Sexual Magic Tarot for Dr. Mystical. Okay, let's go get it. Let's go get it done. The Sexual Magic Tarot. All right. So, I think this is really going to have the potent factor that we need for Dr. Mystical's reading. You know what I mean? The potent factor that we need for Dr. Mystical's reading. You have love handles too. I think probably 90% of us have it, so I wouldn't get all upset with all of that stuff. All right, well, it's pretty clear here that we are on the beach in the very first card. Candace, thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Candace, I think I have some good information for you. I can already tell we're going to get a little of the past life action going. But before we do that, we need to get Dr. Mystical and the beach. You can see these people are on the beach. You can see them on the beach right there. Look at that. We got the crabs. So the first rule about the beach is to not get the crabs. Getting the crabs in the beach is going to be very disadvantageous for you. I think, bottom line, you don't want crabs. The next thing is you need to have a sandcastle that looks kind of like this, because I think this would get a lot of attention on the beach. And you will have everybody's favorite sandcastle with that. You know what I mean? It could be one to where you can put your head under the sandcastle. It could be one where you can put your head in the sandcastle, but you definitely want something where you can stick your head within the said sandcastle. All right. The second rule of the sandcastle is you need to have a bathroom in it. If it is a castle, people are going to be going to this castle. You need to have a bathroom so you can sit down with your loincloth and you can go poopy. Because sometimes when you look at the candle's close by, you're having introspection. You're wondering where your lighter is to get the candle activated, and you need to go take a poopy. And that is going to be important, that your castle needs a bathroom. The next thing you need, as far as the castle is concerned, is some cover, because if there's some nasty going on in the castle, you want to make sure that nobody sees everything. You need some protection. And wearing protection is going to be important within your castle as well. And, the bottom line, as far as it goes, is, see if we can get focused on this. The bottom line, as far as it goes, you and your wife need to be in the castle together, because being in the castle together, embracing and doing the embracing thing is going to be very important. And the best part is if you leave your boots on. You need the boots, because sand in between the toes feels good for a little bit, but sand up in the orifices is not advantageous for anybody and ruins a good beach experience. It would otherwise have been quite pleasant. Okay. All right. And that is Dr. Mystical's read. Thank you again for everybody hosting Dr. Mystical. Enjoy your sandcastle, and hopefully you don't bring back the crabs. All right. So I have no idea. Let's see. We got Candace. We got that. We got Candace has actually popped up. Did you see it? Did you see it? Candace has popped up. I think YouTube fixed it just in time for the stream to be towards the end. It fixed it. Okay, Joe's Mystics. Will Chris try to and retaliate for my song? I'm not really sure how bad the song was. Apparently, it was pretty dramatic. Did you sing one of those? Did you sing one of those ironic songs? One of those ironic songs to where you just kind of insulted them and stuff? I mean, I'm not really sure. Sandy, my daughter. Yeah, you don't want sand in the orifice. That's not good. You know how hard it is to get sand out of your butt? I'm just saying. It's quite painful. Okay. All right. Let's go for it. By the way, in case you wonder what this deck is, not a lot of people liked it, but I did. So, you know, if you got a sandy butt about this deck, I liked it. Okay. The Teen Witch Tarot, by the way, but it's falling. The Teen Witch Tarot, by the way. Are they going to retaliate for the song that I sang? The World, the Ten of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the King of Wands. I mean, we do have some emotional hit that came from this particular song. I think that you did a lot of work on it. I think that you put the effort into it, and that is going to be good. That is going to be really good. But the World says that your good intentions may not have been translated into the good intentions that you wanted at the end of the day. The Ten of Swords says they did get a little upset apparently with it and whatnot. The Ten of Swords is the cutting action. It feels like that they felt a little, they felt a little weird with it. Maybe they didn't like it. Maybe they had some issues and whatnot. The Ten of Swords is the cutting action that sort of, maybe that's what you intended or whatnot. I don't know if you broke up with them in a song. That would be kind of cool actually. But I don't know. The Ten of Swords says something is just bad with it. Ace of Swords as well says they do want to communicate you. They do want to communicate with you. They want to do that. Oh my. Okay. So we got a little dispute with the money. Well, I mean, the Ten of Swords says the dispute is going to continue. I don't think it's going to be resolved. Ace of Swords says they will start communicating with you about it. They definitely have their own opinions. They have their own things that they want to say. That it's separate from your opinions. Again, I think the disagreement is still there. The King of Wands says at the end of the day, you're going to have a knockdown drag out for this to work out. You have to have a knockdown drag out. This is a knockdown drag out card. It is. The King of Wands. It feels like a lot of action needs to take place. You have both sides in a disagreement. You have both sides sort of hurling snowballs or hail at each other. It doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that is going to be something that works itself out. But you got to work it out. It's not going to work itself out. That is for sure. That is for sure. Yeah, they're not on your side at all. So you're gonna have to knock down, drag out. You're gonna have to go into the weeds. You're gonna have to dive in there full power and get what you need or prevent them from taking what you have. All right, let's see what is next. The notifications are back. The notifications are back. That puts me in a good mood. It does. It puts me in a good mood. Just saying. All right. Let's see about Spiritual Essence. What's a general from the universe? Spiritual Essence, instead of all of us, I'm going to make it specific to you. I'm going to make it special for you because I want you to feel special on my stream. Just saying now. Just saying now. Speaking of special, let's use the Elemental Wisdom Tarot. All right, a lot of people have been asking about the Black Light Tarot. I was pretty excited about it, and then I went to their site. And unfortunately, every deck of cards is $65 on that site, which that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I think my biggest problem is it's cute. It's cute. Candace, thank you so much for the good mood money. I'm always in a good mood, but money makes it even better. Puts me over the top. Candace, thank you so much, Candace. I appreciate you. Look at that. The notifications are back. YouTube, I love you. I love you. Thank you for bringing it back.
Mwah.
All right. I can get this beautiful, stunning deck of cards for $65. Or I can get the Black Light Tarot for $65 frickin' dollars. And half the decks on their site says they don't even come with a box. What? Who does that? Who, other than the Titanic Tarot? Who does that? It says it doesn't come with a box, nor do they give me tracking, so I can pay $65 and have this shipped from like Russia with tracking, express, or I can buy one of their decks, have no box and no tracking. What is this? Who does that? I'm really tempted. I don't really feel like buying it anymore. I'm sorry. I perused the site. I don't feel like buying it anymore. Anyway, I'm just saying. Anyway. All right. Anyway, Spiritual Essence wants a general from the universe. We're going to use this beautiful deck, by the way, $65 with shipped. That's shipped with tracking to you with a box. Okay. King of Cups. Let it slide. Let it slide. Let it slide. Let it go. Let it slide in there. And that is going to be important. Yes, it says no box on their site. Go look at their site. Go look at the tarot decks on there. Yeah, the King of Cups says let it slide. Relax. Don't let it bother you like the Winter Weight and the Black Light Tarot having no box and having no tracking. Don't let that bother you. King of Cups is all about calmness of emotion. Taking that deep breath, having everything be all right. That's going to be one of the general messages from the universe. Just let it go. Let it go. Not going to be the King of Cups. If you watch my court card videos, is the, it's the beautiful Gandhi type of feel there, where everything is just calm, not really emotional, not really disconnected, but just not, over the top. The Eight of Wands says, I think actually, Spiritual Essence, you're in for a move. I get this. We have this combination of move. By the way, I talk about this more. I'll talk about behind the readings. I'll talk about why cards do what they do. That's on the Patreon. Eight of Wands into the Three of Wands. That's critical. That combo is so critical. I talk about it in my new book. I talk about combos in my new book. Link in chat. Eight of Wands into the Three of Wands. It says we're moving, but we're moving to some place that we don't know about yet, or moving to some place that needs planning. We're moving to some place that could be unexpected. We have this unexpected movement there. The Three of Wands is all about figuring out where we're going next, right? And figuring out what the next plan is, what the next big thing is. And when we have that next to the Eight of Wands, it means we're moving before we plan. If we reverse these, we would be planning to move. But now we're moving without a plan, or we're moving before a plan. We're having to wing it a little bit. You have that sort of feel there. Feels like that, right? And the Knight of Coins, again, we have a couple of court cards. This is all about other people. Other people are influencing this. Other people have a factor in this. Other people have opinions on this. And that is going to be one of the big things here. The big things. That's going to be kind of fun there. Going to be kind of fun as we sort of move into that. If, especially when you're making a sandcastle for Dr. Mystical. You want it to have a bathroom. You don't want to get the sand in the orifices and whatnot. But that's where it is going to be. All right. Boo Boo wants to know more about the salesman. We can do that. Spiritual Essence, good luck with all of that, by the way. More about the salesman. See how that's going to go. Why did that format like that? That is very ugly formatting. Let's put it right. There you go. There we go. We have notifications back. Thank you, YouTube. I love you. I don't really physically love you or anything, but thank you, YouTube, for giving my notifications back. I appreciate it. Let's reach over here and get this deck of cards that Christina apparently does not like too much. It does feel a little bit. It does feel a little bit thin. I'm not saying it's super thin. Don't sue me, whoever made this, but it's a little thin. The decks I'm getting lately are really thin. I don't know what's going on. I know we got COVID. I know everything. Heaven forbid, COVID's been around a year, right? Heaven forbid people figure out how to continue to distribute things, to print things. It seems like somebody could have up with a plan to keep things moving. But no, everything is delayed. Everything is out of stock. I'm not saying that's anyone's fault. I'm just saying that it seems some companies could have sort of accommodated or figure out how to accommodate this, right? If it's 6 feet, if it's masks, if it's cycling shifts, if it's moving equipment, it seems that you've had a year and yet everything is still out of stock. Okay, let's find out about the dark-haired man that does in the sales industry one of these things, what is going to happen with that? 8 of discs, it's a good worker. It's a diligent working salesperson. It feels like this is a good worker, and it is something that is factored in there. The 8 of discs, they do a lot of stuff. I think they got, I think that they do their stuff. They get it done. That's going to be pretty happy with that. Judgment, they just got out of a relationship as well. They're willing to sort of go with it. I think they had a little bit of a disappointing relationship. It wasn't something that was just dedicated or amazing. It just feels like not something I really wanted to continue on. You know what I mean? Not something I wanted to continue on. But they moved out of that relationship. 2 of Wands, they're pretty proud of themselves at this point. They do make less money than you, but they're proud of what they do. You know what I mean? It's like somebody that maybe has a small member, right? They're like really proud of it anyway. A small member, they're proud. I'm not saying this has a small member. I'm just saying they're really proud of what they do, and they sort of have pride within that. The 2 of Wands, that domain feel. 8 of Wands, they are moving. They are in a moving state. And again, I think you meet them sort of on one of your gigs that you have and whatnot. Anyway, the 8 of Wands, sort of moving state. They're moving. They got a lot of movement happening with that. Maybe they're moving from apartment to apartment. Maybe they have all sorts of other things going. I don't know. But Candace, I know this. I know that Candace wants to know about their past life, A general reading, we're not going to do that. We want to know about the past life. Candace, let's see where it goes. By the way, we're ending soon. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I appreciate that. Well, Sunflower, I didn't ask you if you liked it. I mean, I'm just saying, Sunflower, I'm just saying this is what the cards say. By the way, entertainment purposes only. It's been a year and I can't find Lysol spray and rubbing alcohol. I'm just saying, it's been a year. Okay, you know what's magical? Okay, well, let's take a break. Let's take a break. Everybody take a deep breath. Okay, when YouTube stopped giving me notifications, I immediately adjusted quickly to a new system of keeping track of my readings, right? And I did that within 30 seconds. And yet some companies have had a whole year to reorganize their stuff, to make sure everything's in stock, to get distribution going. And now everything's out of stock still. I'm just saying, they need me to run the company. Clearly, they need my OCD. My OCD would greatly help a couple of these companies, apparently, because I don't know how that they still can't get this distribution stuff down. Okay. They need a Virgo. Okay, Tosh and Wolf can back me up. Tosh, Wolf, back me up. Tosh and Wolf, back me up right now. I need your backup. If you and me, if Tosh, Wolf, and I, all these Virgos were in charge of a company, we would go, oh, look, we have COVID as a problem. Maybe we should do people in different shifts. Maybe we should have people separated at this distance. Maybe we should move machines around so we have proper separation. I mean, the Virgos would have handled that stuff right then. I'm just saying we should start a corporation. We should start printing tarot decks. That's all we do is print tarot decks. Tosh, Wolf, and myself. All we do is print tarot decks. You'll get them on time. There will be 0 late decks shipped. Okay. Let's see how this is going to go. Please tell me about my past life. All right. The 4 of Swords. That's interesting. How interesting is that? I think that you've had one particular past life that I think sort of shines out as something very interesting. It feels like that this is sort of a little bit of a court thing where you were in a king's queen's court. You were a very prominent figure in there and not really advised them, but you had a lot of good ideas. And I think that they took your good ideas to heart, and you were one of the senior advisors or one of the big advisors on there. And I think that that was a very powerful thing for you. It's one of the things that sort of have developed over time. Candace, I think you're very quick-witted. I think you have a lot of great ideas. One of the problems, I think, is you have so many great ideas that you can't really manifest them all. You can't really get them all moving. So you have this great idea about this great idea about that. Sometimes you just sort of let it slide, you let it go. It's not really something that you hold on to. But in reality, if you had like a team of people, if you had somebody of power that could manifest some of these ideas and sort of grab them and run with them, I think you have a lot of really good ones that you could sort of get and make a lot of money with. The Six of Wands, I think in a general sense, you're extremely successful. You're extremely successful at what you focus at. What are you going to focus at, though? The Knight of Pentacles says that you're going to focus on something that you enjoy, something that you're comfortable with. Can you focus on something a little bit of a stretch goal? Sure. I can focus on a stretch goal. I don't think you really want some of that, though. I think you like the little bit more of the instant gratification, something that I like, something that I enjoy. In other words, I'm going to do a painting, right? Could I do the Mona Lisa painting if I had like 2 years to do it? Maybe. Do I really want to do that? That's not my comfort zone. I want something fun, something comforting, something that I need, something fun, comforting that's going to be, at the end of the day, be something that I really enjoy having, and something more immediate, something that's not going to take, something that's going to do that, right? The Knight of Pentacles is going to be a big factor here. Now, this Knight of Pentacles, you know from all the videos, you know from my court card videos, you know from my book. By the way, link in the description if you like them. But yeah, the Knight of Pentacles says I'm comfortable with my accomplishments. I'm good with what I have. I'm proud of what I have, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to run with it. And again, that's where you are at. Where are you going to focus your skills? Where are you going to focus that? Something local, something comforting, something you can get done in a fast period of time, something that's not going to be a huge stretch goal. I think later on, you're going to be very, very focused on a stretch goal. You've been thinking about it, Candace. You know you've been thinking about this. You know you've been thinking about this stretch goal, something that's going to be more long-term, something that's going to be more big stretch goal. Do you want to start that yet? Maybe not. Just relax for now. Planning stages in that. Start it later, but you're definitely going to start it. I think in at least within the next 3, 4, 5 months, really going to feel like you need to do something with it. But until then, just relax. Don't stress over it. Don't stress. Let it slide. Let it go. RR, thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. With text, can I get a reading using cards with text messages? What do you mean text? Do you want a text message from my phone? It's like, well, that's what's going on. You want cards with text messages. I hate those. I don't have any of those. Do you want anything else? Anything? RR, do you want anything else? RR, and you probably don't know me, but I don't have any decks at all with text messages on them. I could get Chris Ann's new decks with the spooge, with the watercolor spooge and the text messages. Maybe I'll get that just for you, RR. Maybe. But I don't have any. RR, I don't. So, like, what else do you want? RR, we need a choice B. We need a plan B over here, RR, because now it's getting kind of awkward. Because now I have to kind of sit here. Does anybody want to see the money trick? Does anybody want to see the money trick? While RR gives me a choice B. Love life in February. We can do that. We can do that. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 RR. Here's what your love life needs. RR. Here's what your love life needs is a little bit of just magic like that, where it turns money into different money. You turn money into like a different okay. Well, love life for February. Let's do it. Let's go back over here and figure out what is going on. Sissy Worthington. Thank you, Sissy, I probably shouldn't read your full name. Thank you, Sissy, for your donation. Let me know what your question is. I appreciate that. In the meantime, let's get a deck that does not have text messages in there. You know what I mean? All right. We got one jumper. We got one jumper, a little bit of the Empress. And yeah, let's see about that. The Empress is not a bad card, especially Love Life in February. In February. Let me know what your question is. Sissy. Sissy, that's a cool name. I like that name. Okay. Let's see what we got. Is there anything else? Love Life for February. How is it going to go? I just turned that upside down. Empress says it's going to be iffy. You're between loves, aren't you? Yes, I think I remember you're between loves. I know that you had an ex. I know that you wanted the ex to contact you. The ex is the one that actually blocked me from seeing anything within there. It blocked me from seeing with anything within there, which is quite odd. Never had that before. Sissy, thank you for your question. I got you in the queue. Thank you again. Appreciate it so much. The Empress says you're sort of on a hiatus at this point. You're sort of in between, a little bit of the in-between action. The Ace of Wands says you are moving towards something that's going to be, a little bit more interesting. You do have some other prospects wandering around. I think you got a couple of people that may be hovering around and whatnot. Ace of Wands says you are moving into that next stage. And I think it's going to be partly because of you. I think that you have to take that action. You have to move forward. You have to get that sort of going on. And that's part of the Queen of Coins as well, is creating this. So you're in a state where you're not really manifesting. You need to start manifesting. You need to start working on it, getting out, meeting people, whatnot. I know COVID could be long distance, could be dating apps, but you do need more prospects. You do need more people sort of moving across that as well. The Moon says it is about going a day-to-day activity, moving through day-to-day, letting it go, and not really trying to stretch a little too far out there, but sort of just doing what you do. And again, getting some action, getting things going. The Ace of Wands, if you relax, if you just sit around, I don't think you're really going to manifest much. But if you sort of work on it, that's going to be one of the key factors, and it's going to be super, super good. Very, very good overall. I think you have a lot of possibilities, but I don't see that X coming back, especially since they blocked me from seeing anything over there. They blocked me from seeing stuff. Never saw that coming. That's new. That is new indeed. Since we have, speaking of new, since we have the beautiful, the wonderful lady in chat, we have to use lady's favorite deck, the Hermetic Tarot for Sissy's question. Sissy wants to know, by the way, tell me, please, I'd love to tell you, if the Pisces will commit to me, will they commit or will they not commit? If it doesn't fit, you have to commit. Just saying. Just saying. Means with cards with the meanings on the bottom. Yep, Diane, I know. I don't have any. I got the Stinky Tarot, I think, does sort of like that. No. Okay, anyway. Okay. Lady, this is just for you. Just for you. Nice, beautiful tarot deck. By the way, this is the last reading. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm here every single night. Never a dull moment on this stream, that's for sure. The Empress is, will they commit? The Princess of Swords, fortitude or strength. The Hierophant, absolutely. This is looking really nice. It's looking really, really nice. Sissy, you came in just in time. Look at this. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. What do we have that's sort of cueing us in? Will they commit? The biggest factor here, Sissy, is the Hierophant at the end. That is the court. That is the bigger organization. That is the higher power. That is the ultimate authority. That being at the end says we end up going to an institution, into the court, into a higher power. We end up signing things. We're willing to commit. The Hierophant is getting serious. It is getting really serious. And that being the last card is sort of the spoiler at the end of the book, right? You know what I mean? Darth is Luke's father. She gets pregnant at the end of Outlander book 1. I mean, there's all sorts, you know what I mean? Bruce Willis is actually a ghost. There's a lot of these, but at the end of this, the Hierophant The Hierophant says that we are getting serious indeed. Good spoiler alert for the end. Let's sort of back up a little bit with strength. Strength has that connection getting more strong. The strength has the connection getting there and getting more built, getting more of an establishment, getting more of a beef behind it. Fortitude, strength, where we're controlling the lion. Well, it looks like they're going to bash the lion in the head. I don't think that's it. Maybe the throwing a lamp and hitting a lion in the head while the lion's asleep. It could be. But fortitude is about that connection. Strength is about the connection between two people. And that connection gets more thorough. It gets more thick. It gets more substance to it. That is going to be very, very powerful with that. And then the Princess of Swords and the Empress. The Empress is about being comfortable as being comfortable as a woman. Getting that comfort, getting that good feeling, getting that security where you don't feel like things are up in the air. You don't feel like there's a tower waiting at the next doorway. It feels more comfortable. It feels more secure. The Empress is fantastic for this. So if you're looking for good news, this is it. This is fantastic with it. The Princess of Swords, as always, it is all about a little bit of a controlling factor, though. Make sure that nobody is trying to control. Make sure nobody is trying to sort of micromanage it. Let it flow. Let it be. Let it strengthen on its own. Very, very powerful message. And I think that is going to be fantastic for you. Thank you, by the way. For your donation. And that is it for tonight. Thank you all for being here. We will see you next time.
you.